Arsenal fans have every single right tonight to be fuming. 2-0 up against the team bottom of the league to go 7 points clear. That is a capitulation. And it stemmed from nerves. And you've seen it for a good few weeks now that this Arsenal team is a bit nervous. The fans are very nervous. Wayne Rooney on the overlap, he was absolutely right in what he said this week, that actually maybe the ex-players, the fans, maybe stop talking about how nervous you are and putting that out there into the atmosphere because it isn't helping the players. And that's coming from a player who won many league titles, but was also playing football and winning leagues before social media existed, but also saw what social media became and how it feeds into dressing rooms. He was a manager, seeing how that fed into dressing rooms. And I think it's an important component. But put all the fans aside for a minute and the nervousness. It was nowhere near good enough from Arsenal. The start to the game was fantastic. The cross from Rice, the goal from Saka, moved into the number 10 role. Brilliant. Arsenal could not have asked for a better start to the game. Could not have asked for a better start. Then for the next 25 minutes, it was pure domination. 17 minutes in. And this is where the problem with Martinelli lies. And I was talking about this before January. And there was this train of thought of, should Arsenal go and sign a Semenyo? Should they stop the Semenyo deal to City and get involved? And there was always this conundrum of, Martinelli's done really well in the Cups and the Champions League. And Trossard was doing very, very well in the Premier League. And you think, well, if Semenyo comes in and doesn't hit the ground running, and you sell one of those players, and they go off elsewhere and do well, you might get ridiculed for messing the squad up. And you look at it now and think to yourself, maybe they should have made that move. Semenyo's scoring goals for fun. And I look at Martinelli tonight, and if Arsenal don't go on to win this league title, of course, there's no scapegoating one person. It won't just be down to one individual. But on the 17th minute tonight, Sarr spills the ball. A professional footballer's got an attacking footballer, not a defender, not a goalie who's gone up for a corner, not a DM, not a Julian Dix ex-player, an attacker has the ball to lift it over the goalie, make it 2-0. Hits it straight at him. Poor. Around the 75th minute, it's gone to 2-1. And he's played into the box. They actually make a mistake on the edge of the box, Wolves. And Martinelli's got a chance to bury it. He can either pass the ball out to, I think Saka was still on. It may have been somebody else on the right-hand side. Or he can shoot. Put it into the corner. Kill the game off. Martinelli straight at the goalkeeper. Then in the 87th minute, Arsenal break away. I know Trossard was there. Eze would have been in the middle. And there was somebody else. All of them are free. All he's got to do, he has 3 or 4 chances to knock the ball in early for them to tap it in and kill the game, and he runs it to the byline and gets a corner. Martinelli tonight, absolutely shocking. Now, what you've also got to look at tonight is the mentality from these Arsenal players. One of the reasons why, listen, you've had some fantastic performances this year. Your squad is full of quality players. You have been deadly at times. You've looked unstoppable in other periods. Defensively, you've been imperious. You found different ways of scoring goals. I mean, 2 goals from open play today. You are now the second highest team scoring from open play in the league. Let's not forget about these things. But there's a reason that I talk about this so regularly. That the last 10 to 15 games of the season, the run-in, these games matter more than the previous 20 to 25 games. Always have and always will. Which is why you might see a player at a mid-table team kill it all year round. But, he's one of the best in the league. No, he's not. Maybe on ability, but he isn't. Because until you're doing it in title races, you're not one of the best. The nervousness you Arsenal fans felt tonight, the nervousness your players felt, every single player in a title race feels that. It's how you handle it and how you deliver. That is why when somebody says to me, my striker has scored 25, 30 more goals than your striker, he's definitely better. Well, your striker's never been in a title race. My striker was in 7 of them, scored on average in 50% of the games in the running, and won league titles. He done it under that immense pressure. He's better. I'm not debating it with anybody. Well, you can't say trophies differentiate between players in debates. Yes, they do. Because it's what you go through to win them when you're an integral part. And what I saw from Arsenal tonight after that first 25, 30 minutes, struggling to pass the ball, struggling with the physical battle. In the second half, yes, you were 2-0 up, but there were times where it didn't matter who the ball went to. Could be Zubimendi, could be Rice, could be Eze, Gyökeres, Gabriel Jesus when he came on. Do you ever get those bouncy balls out of the 20p machines when you were a kid? And they're really bouncy balls. You ever like gone to a room full of hard walls and floors and you throw it around and it goes ding, 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 ding? That was Arsenal's first touch tonight. Absolutely shocking. No composure, no ability to kill the game, no ability to take the sting out of Wolves pushing on. And that just looked like my dog chased some sheep once. Thankfully, I didn't catch him, they got away. But I remember seeing the look in her sheep's eyes as my dog started running towards them. Oh, I could see the fear. It reminded me of a lot of the Arsenal players tonight. And right at the end, it was just capitulation personified. Time wasting for 2 or 3 minutes, which you always know spurs a team on. You're not even killing 3 minutes, right? There's another 3 minutes that's going to be added on. From that, Gabriel Jesus goes clean through on goal. Take a good touch, get it at your feet, score, kill the game, end it, go home, 3 points. Arsenal fans are happy. Man United fans are happy. City under a bit more pressure. But he tackles himself. Another player that has to leave Arsenal. And then the ball goes down the other end. And it's almost this element of, hang on. So you're sitting in, but Wolves have still got all this space. And it's because too many players are sitting too deep. But it's an average cross into the box. It's a bang average cross into the box. There's nothing for Arsenal to be worried about here. And Gabriel, who many have said is one of the very best centre-backs in the world. And on these game-by-game typical performances, he is. On the records and the defensive records Arsenal have, he is. But this is how you differentiate the best. And I'm not going to compare him to any other Premier League team's defenders other than Arsenal's. When I think of Tony Adams, when I think of Martin Keown, Sol Campbell, I'm naming those three. Now, I'm not suggesting he is better or isn't better, but the one thing I saw those guys do is in title races, they didn't capitulate. And I'm not saying you won't win the league, and maybe for the next 11 games he's perfect, and that helps you win the league. But it's moments like tonight where for me, you truly judge a player at the elite teams. And it was horrendous from him. It was horrendous from Raya. One of them has got to command that ball, command that box. And if that's cleared properly by Gabriel or caught by Raya, the game's over. And again, you take the 3 points. You can condemn the elements of the performance, but you know you won the game. And now you're staring down the barrel. And I want Arsenal to win the league out of you and City. Of course I do. Every true Man United fan does. None of us want to see City, our local rivals, with another title. But more importantly, none of us want to see Pep with another league title and another major trophy. Especially not with him in the hunt of a fucking quad. Of course, no Man United fan wants that. But it's bigger than that tonight. And I feel for a lot of Arsenal fans. There's a lot that follow our channels. There's a lot that, come here and we have really good footballing conversations because... And you know what? I feel for the guys that have really backed the team and backed Arteta and backed the players because it's harder to back your team than it is to always slag them off. Because when it goes wrong, when you back your team and your team's winning, everyone gives you shit. And then you get double the shit when your team loses or it goes wrong. When you attack your team, everybody leaves you alone when you're attacking them, like rivals I'm talking about. And then when you win, rivals pat you on the back. It's a much harder thing to do when you're on social media, on X, online, is to back your club. So I do feel for those Arsenal fans. I really, really do. But as ever, look, I want your thoughts. I want your opinions tonight on the game, what it does to the title race. Can't wait to hear from you. Make sure you're liking, subscribing, and make sure you're sharing this content across your social media platforms, please, people. Get it done now.